When we come to you because we come out of love. When we come to you out of freedom. We come to you out of joy, bliss, and blessings. We come to you because you want us to come, because we are you. We don't come out of lack, we don't come out of fear. We come because we can and because you choose us to come. So holding the space that we will always be here as long as you are open to us means that we will always be there. You don't have to ask, you don't have to know my name. What you have to know is that a future reality exists where you are placed safely within it, and that there is no suffering involved in you walking and experiencing that. So the difference of being in a state of freedom is that you're free to be here without concerning yourself with why, how, or who you must be to be here. This breaks down the barriers, limitations of anything that you perceive you've got to do or must do to be. You haven't got to be anything other than accept that you are here, being. Merging and walking into your higher timelines, your new reality, is stepping through the door of the next frame and being okay. Being aware that being here is the purpose. Being here means merging with what is. It means being on both sides of the fence. Seeing what's there, but also realizing you are what you see is there. And what is you? You are the co-creation of all that is there. So becoming comfortable with being here is the sole purpose for humanity before they take any action to intentionally co-create within it. You are here to be safe, to be here. This is stage one of the ancients' teachings, stepping into a higher dimensional frame. That being with or without the ego is still being. Being here with the ego means you are still safe because you are being. So the distortion of having an ego even was distorting the fact that you are here to be whatever you are. Third density is not a negative experience. It is an experience, just like all the other realities and dimensions. They are experiences held by the viewer. Therefore, being safe to be fully you now does not mean only in a high dimensional aspect. Allow third density mindsets and perspectives to fully be themselves too. For it was running away from that got the distortion and the programming from darker energies, allowed the negative perspective of third density to be manifested as a mass conditioned collective. For when you step into the neutral position to view reality as a perspective and an experience, then you immediately neutralize and alchemize the vibration of a negative one by releasing the collective that are having the negative perspective into a sovereign choice in itself. So could you celebrate third density mindsets and love them and enjoy them and value them for what they are? A sovereign viewpoint that is completely abundant in sovereignty in itself. It is just a lower idea of the perspective of sovereignty. Choosing to be in a third density illusionary sense of not being safe to be oneself still equates to them being there. The concept of being from the mystics is all encompassing. It is not singling out anyone from being a part of the spiritual quest. It is pulling them all in and allowing them all to remain in your awareness. To say, I accept that no matter what the version of self-identity is, I hold the space that that version is still being. So what is my version, please ask yourself, of a human being? Surely it is one holding space for all aspects of being. Now, of course we are not teaching that you are holding space for the negative perspective. You are holding the space of sovereign beings. Being sovereign. To have their experience. For do not get swayed on the manipulation of wishing others would be more human beings, when the experience of a human being is simply to be a human. Therefore, all human beings are perfectly fulfilling their role of being a human. Yes, the Ascending Collective are experiencing what being a human can be in a heightened, raised vibrational sense, but it does not diminish that the others are not perfectly being their full human self too within that dimension. Therefore, playing with the concept of to be is an enjoyable one where you permit yourself to love unconditionally all beings. Permit yourself to love plastic. Permit yourself to love conflict as an experiential viewpoint of being, not as an identity hook, but just as a perceived concept to anchor your sense of being here. Codes are there to be explored, experimented, transcended through accepting that they are there. But once one knows they are there, one knows they can hold the space that if that is there, there is other things that are also equally there. And therefore that is how you walk the spiritual path. That is how you walk the path of ascension. Moving your awareness from one sense of being to the next. Those who are ascending to do within the Ascending Collective are aware that they need not place their focus on the lower conscious ideas of being. But it does not mean that they are permitted to diminish and dismiss them within others. It simply allows them to hold the space again for their sovereign identity of being. Being here means you allowing yourself your version of being, and if you want to claim that, then ye shall let all others claim theirs. And if they claim to be afraid and angry and hateful, then allow them the forum to be that, without you claiming they need to change, for then that will manifest the identity that you also agree that they are allowed to permit that perspective upon you. Therefore, let everyone freely be wherever they choose and need to be now, because your job as spiritual teachers is to allow yourself to be free, to be safe and held and as expanded as possible. Therefore, that is the reality that you therefore manifest into Gaia and the ascended realms, which is the true place you want to be and is the true place of 3D. Reprogramming and coding reality with this direct, compassionate, unconditional love, universal perspective pinpoints your path, your soul mission in quest, recodes reality, reveals what was always there. See through the distortion and the veils of the dark energies of 3D, for they are not truly present in 3D. 3D is a beautiful, sovereign dimension. It is sovereign in 3D. And all the distortions where the human mind feels enslaved and programmed is not true. It is a perspective that the dark give. So we're aware it's a tricky one to teach freedom when ye know that freedom is all permitting and true and the experience already granted. So therefore ye job is to work from that perspective always, even when navigating 3D thought streams, to declare all are sovereign, all are free, now, always. Release the suffering of the victimization of the perspective ye may take of ye student. If ye feel afraid to be themselves, accept within your own heart that ye are choosing this experience as a sovereign choice too, and that there is nothing to rush through. It is all sovereign choice. You are here to teach sovereign choice, not to decipher what is true or not. Sovereign choice is true in every dimension. In every dimension. We thank you for this transmission. We hope this has assisted you all in your service to humanity, in your service to freeing the minds from the distortion that one is not free. This is ye job here. This is ye task, ye mission, and ye blessing to experience this ye first for yourself, and then only ye can teach this to others, for ye have anchored this fully yourself. Hear our words, dear friends. Speak our truth, dear souls. Reclaim your individual sovereign choice first, before wishing any other freely chose to ascend. For ascension is a choice that all need not make, for all are ascending, always. Therefore now peer in through the veils of the distant timelines and realise those timelines are already in place for all. The co-creative experience of ascension is that the ripple effect of even one sovereign being choosing to remain sovereign of labelling anyone else other than sovereign is the path that one species travels to ignite the flame and spark of inspiration and love within the hearts of others. Pinpoint that, and ye have pinpointed your mission. Blessings. Blessings. Please feel free to reach out to me if you're a light worker, if you're on the path of awakening, ascension, if you're trying to help people move out of fear. Come and see me, because there's a beautiful perspective that we can upgrade you to, where you are truly helping people through following your highest passion of loving your life, of loving what is here, of being able to notice what is here, of starting a tradition for yourself of love rather than fear. We're here to be together to celebrate the epiphany, conscious breakthroughs for our species, to really decipher and live, embody, transcend, live as the perspective of high dimensional beings now, for we always were that. We always were that. Okay? So come and see me, message me. Lightworkers, awakening, meditation, spiritual guidance, obviously channeling an ascension, maybe even stepping into service, but really for walking the path of the divine plan, of enlightenment. I hope that transmission really met you well. I love you so much. My name's Emily Jackman. Speak soon. Remember, enjoy yourselves, because that's how people follow you. Namaste.